One of the biggest issues I see is when we have multiple entities that are all paying payroll, or perhaps only one of them is paying payroll. So let's use a real life example for this. If there's a travel agency that's paying all the employees for both that travel agency and a related business, a construction company, then the travel agency needs to be the primary named insured on the policy. That way we can include all of the employees that are being paid, regardless of if they're working for the travel agency or the construction company. The biggest mistake is that they don't include all the entities that have payroll. So what happens is the entities that have payroll will not be included on the audit, and that causes issues for the audits, for eMods, and also possibly cause issues with claims. In most cases, the entity that pays the employees files the federal tax forms, and that entity is the one that needs to be included on the MEM policy or any workers' comp policy. If that entity is not covered on that policy, we will not be able to include that payroll on the policy at audit time. So auditors use a variety of federal forms, including the Federal 941, which is a quarterly form, a Federal 940 and 943 that are both annual forms, or even something as simple as the W-3, which is the total page for all the W-2s. So everyone knows what a W-2 is, and the W-3 is just a total of all those documents. Those forms show the correct entity in its legal wording, and it also shows the right FEIN number. So if you have any of those forms, that can assist you in determining what the name of the entity is and what the FEIN number is. In most cases, that's who needs to go on the policy. So the agent needs to be aware of who's paying the payroll, which entity is paying the payroll, and provide that information to the MEM underwriter so they can properly structure the policy. We have a form called the ERM 14 that allows all this to be documented so that the MEM underwriter can correctly reflect the structure of the company on the policy. MEM auditors are highly trained professionals. They can be a lot of assistance at all times of the policy, not just at audit time. They can advise you on how to keep records. They can advise you on what entities are on the policy that you may need to go back to the MEM underwriter and make changes. So our auditors are happy to help and are able to help. So reach out to our auditors anytime that we can be of service.